Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor Herman. I am an 11.5 UIC student, and I'm currently in my third semester, so I'm in Chuncheon right now. But I lived in Songdo in the fall semester because I'm in London, and spring semester because in Cove.
I am Taj Pereira. I am Australian and Indian, and I've lived in Australia, Singapore, and Philippines.
Hey, Tia, I have one question. Do you recognize the barrier between the Korean students and foreign students in cafeteria while eating our meals?
Yes, I surely do recognize this barrier. Since last semester, when I came to this so-called international campus, I have always been with either Amir or Nicholas. I'm not sure if you guys know them, but they're international by their name already. And I haven't been able to mingle around with other fellow Korean students. And I surely, it's very visible that all the Koreans form groups of Koreans and move in this kind of way, in a block. And it's hard to, enter this sphere, this different sphere.
Right.
And there's a necessity of such conventions and ways to deal with this problem.
Like you want to say hi to them, maybe see them around,
Do you recognize the barrier between foreigners and Korean students and why I see?
Yes, I do. And probably there's a couple of main reasons. The first one being culture and language. That's a major problem. But the overwhelming reason is major. And you'll find that everywhere at Yonsei. Pharmacy students tend to sit with pharmacy students, and techno arts people tend to gather together. I found this over the years that it's more major than it is anything else.
Biggest thing in YIC, of course, is the different majors, because it's hard to meet a lot of new people unless you have like common mutual friends or something like that. So I think it's just hard to meet people that you don't know, because in Korea, like as the culture is, you don't just say hi to random people. Like in America, you like see a random person in the elevator and you're like, oh hi, how are you today? But in Korean people don't really do that. So it's kind of hard to know people that you don't already know or know through a common friend.
the way they socialize is by drinking. So like people that
이렇게 진짜 효율적으로 뭐 이렇게 운영하자라는 어떤.
When I first arrived here, it was terrifying to talk to Koreans, because it seemed like everyone was in a clique.
What is the biggest barrier to segregation between foreign students and Korean students?
I think the biggest is probably the language, because with Korean students, even though they might have good English, they don't think they do, so they feel like they can't really speak to us. So I think so sometimes they don't want to speak to us, and even though we can speak Korean to them, it's still a little bit harder, and I think they're kind of afraid to speak to us.
Mm-hmm.
So is there anything that you find it hard with OIC?
I think if you're not familiar with the culture, you'll have it's really tough integrating with another clique. And
I have a dream. I don't think there was a barrier at all.
I have a dream that one
I
day
pretty much hang out with friends from other countries as well. For instance, I hang out with Matthias every day, and sometimes I play basketball with Taylor. So I don't know. I mean, if there is a barrier, it'll be a cultural difference. Or I guess language, because I don't feel comfortable speaking English sometimes. So
Going out here in the cafeteria, you find that most of the people sitting at the same table were the same major. And they do that because they meet these people, and these people become their friends, and they go to all their classes together. So I think that's the biggest problem, or if it's a problem at all. I think it's the biggest barrier.
Really, the program started to be implemented my second semester when I was here, the spring semester when the 12s came. And I think the best program was the international committee when we did the Running Man event, because we got to interact with the other majors and other people from other countries, and so we got to know them. And because we all worked for one goal, it really increased the interaction between us, and it was really fun.
Because actually I haven't been to Korea before, and I mean, in what I see, it's a small campus, and like, because they're on one cafeteria and everyone gathers together, so we can make a lot of friends.
It's a small campus.
I really like this.
I think the campus provide them much chances be with international students, but
if you have,
because it's kind of natural for international students to hang out with themselves and us domestic students to not be part of them.
So, I am attending college in a foreign country. It was already daunting taking that first step onto the airplane, and there's been good times, there's been bad times. We have good days and bad days, and I guess that's just how we adapt. Why it's a good place to be.
I think it's language, because every time, like, the Korean students all gather together, and also the foreign students, and sometimes, because they all speak in, the Korean students all speak in Korean, so like it's hard to get into what they're talking.
And so, do you want to meet people from other majors?
Yeah, of course, because I want to make more friends, because this is one reason I came to
Korea, to meet new people. Okay.
This is my first semester, and till now, I'm not sure if there's any programs, so maybe
Later on, they'll improve.
yeah.
So that goes to our question number 3. What are your possible ideas for promoting diversity in Yonsei? What do you suggest?
For the program?
Yes.
I think they should have more programs for different major and
majors?
like gathering together
Like
with each other.
playing sports, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Yes.
I think having activities between majors might be a better idea.
I feel like if foreign students are taught or they're put or YAC hosts events that allows the foreigners to become better accustomed to the culture, we will be able to mingle better.
Events without drinking.
the international students would have an international food fair.
Okay.
And I think something like that at YAC would be really great. I remember also having like an international festival.
Right.
Where the students would have performances, music and performances that would represent their culture. So I think if something like that can be supported, that would go a long way to introducing diversity and bridging the gap.
I think the best thing would either be like sports or games where you have to work together for a common goal, and you kind of have to get to know each other so you can play well and compete well against other teams. So something like that where you kind of compete, it'd be good because everyone.
We should have
Some mingling.
some kind of club that promote.
Yeah, so
I need to put myself out there because sometimes it seems like Koreans have a really tough exterior, especially to foreigners and people who don't speak English. But if you put yourself out there, you'll be pleasantly surprised because after you make that first contact and after you make that first leap, I guess, they want to socialize. and it's awesome. My first Eastern Civ class, I was paired up with Catherine and just kidding, Sarah, and they were really cool. Like, it was easy getting to know them, and at first it was kind of scary, but after I said hello, how are you, it's easier. Like, my RA, HK, he's awesome, Yunshin, Soha, there are a lot of cool people here.
In terms of what I do personally, the class that you're taking, lyrical English, I try to choose, films that really introduce students to different culture. Some of the students find some of the movies a little bit strange or bizarre because they're missing the cultural context of it. But it's a beginning, and music is a universal language. So I think it's like a gateway for students to be able to understand differences and not and consider things that they would not normally consider.
Lastly, what is the biggest barrier to meeting people from different backgrounds?
But I think it's not a big deal if you really wants to make friends with others.
I think this has been very thoughtful. Caring from foreign students, we really don't have that much opportunity to do this. I'm sure a lot of Korean students understand now. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you. How much minute?